This is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com. We've had lots of interest in the issue of the Tea Party, which is, let me explain it to you, as a movement that kind of has grown over the last year. Ron Paul, actually, a congressman from Texas, started the first sort of thrust of that. He had his own campaign for president, and that kind of disappeared. And now it's been taken over by former Congressman Dick Armey and others. Sarah Palin is generally identified as being not so much the leader, but the kind of idol of the Tea Party. And the question is, who are they? What is the Tea Party? And we had a good conversation this morning on my radio show on Iowa Public Radio with Arnie Arnesen. And the conclusion seems to be that they are kind of middle-class people who have a small retirement fund, maybe have some health insurance, but are feeling very threatened by the declining economy and by a lot of the things that are happening around them, by the burgeoning federal budget, the deficit, the huge national debt. And they're concerned for themselves, but also for their kids and grandchildren. And they are not finding satisfaction in either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party establishment that's in Washington. And so they essentially are kind of a coalition of all kinds of different groups, and they represent a movement. They're not really a political party. We now saw a meeting in Idaho in which the Tea Party joined a coalition of very strange and interesting groups. It included a new sort of militia group, and there was a lot of discussion about the fear that the United States is going to erupt in riots and violence and uprisings, and that they need to be prepared for this as it comes. It's kind of almost a political Armageddon kind of view. And because they seem to attract so many people who are nervous and anxious and concerned, they are very diverse, so they're not very unified. On the other hand, they have become very dynamic, and their mission now seems to be to go after Republicans who are called rhinos, which is Republican in name only. And those would be Republicans who are not really hardcore conservatives. The shocking thing, of course, is they did that successfully in New York State in a House race, a by-election. But the amazing thing is they are going after people like Senator McCain in Arizona, because this war hero and lifelong Republican is not conservative enough for them. He actually talks to Democrats, which seems to be unacceptable. I was just in Florida for a big meeting for the new Coral Reef Research Center at NOVA Oceanographic Center, where I am also on the faculty, and I do research with them. And Governor Christ of Florida came down to basically have a little briefing from us. And I had a chance to talk to him briefly and to his staff. Governor Christ is a charismatic and incredibly popular person in Florida. But the Republican conservatives are going after him in the primary for a Senate race, which is coming up. And they want to basically defeat him with a much, much more conservative candidate, because they think Governor Christ is too moderate or liberal, which is amazing, because Governor Christ certainly could win the race for the Senate in Florida, because independents and Democrats are very excited about his leadership and his leadership style, and the fact that he has managed to, even in the horrendous crisis that Florida is going through, he's managed to set a positive, kind of optimistic tone about the future of Florida. So the Tea Party is an evolving creature that attracts new people, different people. It has no real hardcore leadership, but it is an insurgency, and it is scaring Republicans into running further to the right, becoming more conservative in their positions on issues, because the incumbents don't have to worry about it, but people who are running for re-election in the Republican Party are scared that the Tea Party is going to basically derail them, even in the primaries, and may not vote for them in the general election if the Tea Party feels that they are too moderate or liberal. So that's basically where the Tea Party is at this point, and we'll keep track of them and we'll give you updates as new developments occur. So this is Stefan Schmidt for InsiderIowa.com.